Hi, this is going to be a quick tip on how to set up your camera, especially the focusing system, and how to access it quickly, swiftly and efficiently. And this can transform your experience of shooting with the Z series of cameras. This is the Z6II and it applies this, what I'm going to tell you will apply for Z6II, Z7II, the Z6, the Z7 and also the Z50. Now, I've been using the Z series of cameras for the last 1.5 years. And I have tried to set up the camera in different ways. For example, how I have set up the function 1 and function 2 button that you can see here, that has sort of evolved over the few last 18-20 months, and I've come to understand that these buttons are ultimately less accessible than the buttons that you have on top here, right? So I thought using these buttons is a more efficient way of handling the camera than to use the function 1 and function 2 button. Function 1 and function 2 buttons are fine, and most people you'll see on YouTube, and if you talk to people you realize that most people will ask, say that put the tracker on the function 1 button and put the autofocus modes on function 2 button. I also need to set up the flash on off mode somewhere, so I've set it to the what is this called, this this button, this is the the what is it called, to the joystick. So so I just press the joystick and I can see how the scene is going to look without the flash when I have a flash on it. So okay, but that's beside the point. I'm not going to talk about flash today. I'm going to talk about how to set up how to use the buttons in the most efficient way for focusing. So let me go there. So first, what you have to do is go to custom setting menu, right? Now within that, go to F controls. When you go to F controls, you have the custom controls, right? So go inside custom controls, go directly to, there is this movie record button. Go there, go to the movie record button and press on it. Go to focus mode / AF area mode. What that allows you to do is that once you, okay, so go there and set okay. Once you do that, what you'll be able to do is when you set the movie record button, when you are in picture mode, not in video mode, when you're in picture mode. So once you set the movie record button to focus mode / AF area mode, what you're going to be able to do is that when you press on it, you will see the AF functionalities get activated. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. And then with the front dial, you can change the focus modes. You can see that it's changing from pinpoint focusing. If you're on AF single, you'll see it's in pinpoint focus, to that small focus box, to that wide S or a larger square, to wide L, wide large, like a rectangular box like this. I don't know if you can see it. You should be able to see a wide L with the human face detection on, and wide L with the animal eye detection, face detection on. But you'll have to use the front dial for that. Now if you see how to use the camera, now the whole purpose is to get very swift and efficient. You save a lot of time while changing these focus modes, right? So if I use this finger to press the movie record button and try to change this is sort of inconvenient. I don't know how, this is not easy. It's not single-handed. It's difficult to use it. So what I want to do is actually use the back button, back dial. I want to use the back dial, this dial, to do the same thing, to change from wide S to wide L, to completely wide area focus, to the small pinpoint focus box, to all of those options, right? The way to do it is to again go to the controls, in the menu, go to F and to controls. Then you need to go to F5 customize command dials. Within that, you will have this option. It says change main/sub. Now you click on that, and then there are two options: exposure setting and autofocus setting. You come down to autofocus setting and it'll be off. You have to set it to on. So what it does is it changes what's main and what's sub, and when you switch it on only for autofocus, the role of these two dials change. Okay, now what you're able to do, you press on the movie record button and you just use your thumb to change between the different focus modes. For example, you want to use wide L, you just have to dial this, change it. You want to use wide L with the face reduction on, just change it. You want AFC, the entire area, with the face reduction on, just change this, rotate this dial. This dial with this thing, press down on it, with the finger pressed down on the movie record button, you have now full single-handed control. You can very quickly change the setting as you're shooting like this, and you can just change the different focus. This thing, it is much easier than to actually, use this finger or this finger here and then changing this. This is much easier than that. Okay, this is much easier because these two fingers are work together better than these two fingers or these two fingers. It's just how we're used to, we do this. Like something's very good, we say this, not this. It's not. It requires a little bit more effort, right, for these two fingers and these two fingers to work together. So the coordination between these two fingers, the index finger and the thumb, is much higher than other fingers. And occasionally, if you need to move from AFC to AFS, you can just use this, because you have to use it once or twice, right, in the entire shoot, and you just change it by using the front dial. But for most of the work, you'll do this. And this, I think, is this one change will significantly change your shooting experience, because you realize while shooting what's working for you, what's not working for you, and you will very swiftly change from one focusing option to the other focusing option. And the other thing that you always should set is definitely set the F1 button to subject tracking. So the way to do that is, again, go to custom setting menu, go to controls, go to custom controls, and then you select the F1 button, click on it, find the subject tracking, just scroll down, find the subject tracking option, click on it and set it to that. So the moment you now use it, you have this one finger press and the subject tracker. I don't know if you can see this subject tracker is on or off, and so that's always there. And otherwise, if you want to change the focus modes, you just use this back dial. You have to set it by going, like I said, I'll repeat again, by going to F controls to F5, customize command dials, right? So it's inside the custom menu, custom setting menu, controls, customize command dials, right click, go to change main/sub and set the autofocus setting to on. So to do that, I think you'll not regret it. The second thing is, I don't know if you know, guys, that if you press on the ISO button, right? If you press on the ISO button and use the back dial with your thumb, you can change the ISO figures, ISO values. Now, a lot of people that I've seen, what they do is if they want to put it to auto ISO, they set it to their I menu, they go to ISO, then they press. I'll tell you how many button presses are there. If you want to move it, change it to auto ISO, you press on the I button, then you go to ISO from the list here, you press OK, and you then press the down arrow again, then you go from off to on. So there are so many steps there, right? There are at least 5-6 steps, and it can be difficult if you want to quickly move between auto ISO on and auto ISO off. The simple way to do it is just press the ISO button and move the front dial. Moving the front dial will help you toggle between auto ISO and ISO manual. It's that simple. So whenever you think you need to change to auto ISO and maybe use the exposure compensation to your taste and according to this scenario, you put it to -3 EV or minus 0.3 EV or minus 0.7 EV or plus, and then set it to auto ISO by using the front dial, by pressing the ISO button here, by using the front dial. So I think these two hacks are very simple hacks to sort of increase the efficiency and speed of your shooting. The other thing that I'm experimenting between is I'm trying to figure out what to use, what to set the FN2 function button 2 button, this button here for. On the Z6II here, I have set it to picture control, but on the Z6 there, I have set that to white balance. You can do that as well. Now I'll shoot more and see which one I tend to use more. Do I change picture profiles more, or do I change white balance more? And I'm really undecided between these two. And depending on which one is more frequently used, which one is more therefore practical, I'll finally assign the FN button to that function. So that's it, guys. I thought this is going to help a lot of people who are new to the Z system, to the Z series of cameras. After the release of Z6II, it's turning out to be quite a success for Nikon. A lot of people are finally starting to pick up the Z series of cameras. They're realizing that there's been a whole lot of crap and bullshit around this Nikon mirrorless series of cameras, and they're waking up to how great these cameras are. Trust me, you love using these cameras, these bodies, the way they autofocus, the kind of, the picture quality that you get out of them, the video quality that you get out of them, the extendability in terms of video. You can shoot at Blackmagic RAW, you can shoot at ProRes RAW if you have an Atomos Ninja, and if you invest a little bit on upgrading it to pay a little bit of money, I think $200 to $250 to Nikon, and get the software update. It's a fantastic camera. It's such a complete camera that way. I think a lot of the criticism that it has received is not well deserved. So use these cameras, learn how to use them more. I'm going to come back with a lot more tips. There's going to be a lot of conversation on on this channel on how the 35mm S lens works, how the Tamron 1.4 35mm works adapted on the Z series of cameras, how this 70-200, I'm recording this on the 70-200, 2.8 is, and reviews. I'll share images, some videos that I've shot with them. Really nice stuff that's going to come up. So it's a new channel. It's a new year. I hope you guys have a fantastic year ahead, and help us by subscribing to this channel, sharing your comments down below, because when you comment and engage with these videos, if you don't have anything to say, maybe just say hi. Okay, so when that happens, it just helps the channel. If you just say hi or hello, or if you just say thank you, if it works for you. And yeah, so it doesn't take much from you. Please subscribe, share, comment, and we'll come back very soon to you. Have a great year ahead. Thank you.